Well, 8 years ago we set up the project, the Romero Project at St Helens. It came about really because the Bishop of Wakefield paid a visit to every church in the diocese, and part of his visit was to challenge the churches to get more involved in the local communities. I'm a priest, not a social worker, and the work that we do is underpinned by a theology of the incarnation. I mean, if we believe that God became man and that his love took flesh, and was manifested in the world, and if we believe, as I believe, that in the sacraments as an extension of the incarnation, that God uses ordinary, everyday material things to bring his love and his grace into people's lives, then we have somehow or other as Christians got to be able to show in concrete terms the love of God to people. So the only way we can do that is to reach out actually in a practical way into the local community. So there's almost a sacramental dimension to what we're doing, really, so that is vitally important because it's at the heart of the Christian gospel to me. We're not doing it because we're do-gooders or bleeding heart liberals or whatever. We're doing it because we believe that God's love needs to be incarnated in our communities. In some ways, it does help to change people's lives, really, because sometimes they can be... I mean, we had one guy, and he was actually... He wasn't sort of poverty-stricken, this guy, and this guy owned a business, and I think about a year ago, wasn't it? Guy had a business and he had some real problems about the business and bankruptcy and one thing and another. He came in, you were able to help him, wasn't he? And he actually wrote back to say that he was on the verge of committing suicide, because he didn't know what to do, he didn't know where to go, and we were able to help. In order to get some funding that we're after at the moment, we've had to do a sort of survey, questionnaire thing. And we've got about 100 back, haven't we?
Yeah.
And all of them, I think, have been sort of positive, saying things like, we didn't know where to go, and it's really de-stressed us, really.
One of the comments that sticks out in my mind and always often makes me smile is when someone was asked, where would you have gone for help if you hadn't have come here? And the answer was, God knows.
We have got a very loyal band of local volunteers, and sometimes people who have been helped by the centre have sort of stopped on to be volunteers. So that's a kind of good spin-off from it. Yeah. But it is an area that we would really, really like to explore more, isn't it?
I think one of the things that's happened as a progression, really, and naturally, without being engineered, is that, quite as Father Marshall said, quite a lot of people who actually volunteer and visit the centre for all sorts of things have come for help in the first instance. I think what's important is that the project's seen as somewhere that anyone can go and you don't have to have a major problem. It might be just to sort of find out, can I join a group because I want to start doing something, or I want to start getting involved in other groups and community activities. And I think that's great, because I think if we were only seen as a debt advice or benefits advice, it doesn't give people the opportunity to sort of look for things that might help their general feeling of well-being.